friends. It's episode 262 of Magic the Amateuring.
That's right. You're listening to a podcast for people who are just getting into the game of Magic, who want to learn more, who want to be a bigger part of their Magic communities, or just basically anything else Magic the Gathering related.
I'm one of your hosts, Marimba.
I'm one of your hosts, Mugugum.
And those are our real names.
Absolutely. Don't ask me how to spell it because even I don't know.
I think it's Meggghhhn.
I think there was more like GHGHGH in there.
Can you give it to me again?
Megugun.
Yeah, there's probably a couple of GHs in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. Perfect name. If you're a celebrity, think about it. Celebrity baby name.
Yeah. Marimba, not just a type of dance anymore. Is the marimba a type of dance?
The instrument.
Oh, it's an instrument. Marimba, not just a type of dance anymore.
Also my new name. Well, welcome to this episode. Here we are, sitting in our chairs, ready to broadcast the news from around the magic world into your head. You know, I was thinking about this today.
Yeah.
Very briefly, that we are really close to people's brains on a weekly basis.
Wow. I mean, if you think about it, the things that you hear are about as close to a brain as you can get.
That's right.
Because they go all the way inside your ear.
Yeah. So we go in through the ear, especially if you're wearing earbuds, and we go tickle, tickle, tickle inside your brain.
Inside your brain. And that's how hearing works.
Science. On today's episode, we are going to talk modern because we recently went and played in a Team Unified Modern event at a local game service. Super fun. Yeah.
It was great.
And the Pro Tour is coming up, which is modern. So
holy buckets, a modern Pro Tour.
I know.
You don't say.
It's been forever.
Actually, forever.
Since the last one.
Pretty cool.
The last one was during Eldrazi winter, no less.
That's right.
Oof.
Do you know what? You can't go out like that.
No, you
can't have that be your last one.
No.
You just can't.
You've got to have a diverse format. I think we've got that. So we're going to talk about our Team Unified Modern tournament, as well as some cool new modern decks that are just kind of like interesting new things that we've been seeing over the past couple of months.
Yep, we'll also talk to you about how Rivals of Ixalan draft has evolved.
Yes, we're going to dip our hand into the mailbag, and we've got a flavor text theater with an old pack of Magic cards.
Ooh, how old? You'll just have to wait and see.
But before we get to our show, we've got some people to thank. That's right, you, the listeners, everyone who supports us on patreon.com/MTAcast. A big heartfelt thanks to you for being part of the Less Than 1% Club and our family of supporters out there in listener land. Now,
that's right.
You might remember we've been kind of giving you reminders about changing your pledge stuff.
Lots of them. And now is the time to get over there and now do it.
Okay, so you will be charged on the 1st of February. After you see that on your bank statement, get in there on the 2nd of February. That's 2/2, and switch over because that'll be the day.
You can just do it after this episode posts. As soon as you're hearing this episode, you can go and switch.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
Do it.
Do it.
Because we'll be on monthly. So we're gonna have to switch that over. Let me think.
If you are listening to this and you are a patron, go switch over to your new monthly choices.
And yeah, if you were waiting until it was time to switch over to monthly,
guess what?
Boom.
The time is now. The here is this. The place is where.
Your life is you.
That's right. If you're not yet a patron, consider becoming a patron. You can help support the show. You can help us with our brand new office space that we're moving into to help bring you even more Magic content every week. We're switching over to monthly because it just makes sense if we're like, hey, we're also doing streams and videos each week and the podcast each week. It doesn't make sense to be like, hey, like, how about donate per podcast? Because there's so much other stuff that we want you to enjoy from Magic the Amateuring.
Right. And if you want your name on our wall of gratitude, all you have to do is go to paypal.me/MTAcast and enter a donation of $50 or more. Ooh. In the little note section, you can put what you want the name on the wall to be. It can be, I'm going to say almost anything.
You can have your name on our office.
It'll be on our wall.
It's like you're in the office.
Yeah, forever. That's permanent.
That's right. It's on a sign. And we all know that signs are forever.
Yeah, you thought diamonds were forever.
They're not.
Joke's on you.
Joke's on you. They used to be dinosaur poop, so.
Signs never were dinosaur poop.
That's right. They never were.
So inherently better than diamonds.
So get someone something that'll last. Their name on a sign.
big thank you, of course, to Card Kingdom as well. cardkingdom.com/MTAcast. Put that link into your browser window before you go to buy cards. Buy a box of Rivals of Ixalan, like this fancy little box right here.
Ooh.
If you want to buy gear for your Magic stuff, like sleeves or whatever, use that link so they know that you are supporting us as we support them.
Wow.
Yeah, that box was hefty, and I feel like it was
hefty.
full of some sweet mythic rares.
Ooh, do you know how you could find out what was in that box? We're going to have another Hot Chip Challenge box opening ready for you this Wednesday. So if you're listening to this podcast today, it comes out, which is Tuesday. You can go over there right now.
Yeah, and you can watch us.
Watch that Hot Chip Challenge.
Well, the day after.
Wait, what?
Tuesday, Wednesday, you can see it.
That's what I meant.
Yes.
Isn't that what I said?
You said right now, which, I mean... it'll almost be there.
It'll almost be. You can watch it right then being tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. And I've gotten a picture of the hot chips we will be eating. And let me say, I'm terrified.
Really? Oh, God.
So check it out, youtube.com/MTAcast. While you're there, hit the sub button. And you can get notifications if you want whenever we post new videos. Yeah, I'm dreading and looking forward to making this video. It's time for a look inside the Magic the Amateuring mailbag.
That's right. If you're a member of our Patreon, you have access to our Discord channel. And in there's a little mailbag section that you can hop on over and pop a question into. And we might just stick our hands into that bag and pull out a question that you've asked.
That's right. And here's one from Cryptic Ablam. Not really sure. But here's the question. If you could have a few pieces of MTG equipment in real life, what would you choose and why?
Great question.
Great question.
Sword of Light and Shadow.
Ooh.
It just sounds badass.
Oh, yeah.
Or Sword of Fire and Ice. That's just icy hot. It's like an icy hot sword.
Just take a sword and rub icy hot on it. Boom.
Yes. Sword of Light and Shadow, though. Like, doesn't that just sound cool?
Oh, yeah.
What is that? It's a Sword
that on
of
my
Light
wall.
and Shadow.
Sort of feast and famine. If you're ever hungry, I guess it helps out.
Yeah, but watch out if you accidentally use the famine side.
Oh, yeah.
That is bad for a lot of people.
You gotta keep that straight. Which side is which?
That's right. I imagine it's pretty clear when you look at it.
Probably one side is glowing green.
No.
You know what was, remember this artifact that was like, it became a suit of armor that you could attack with?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what the
what
conditions were or anything like that, but that'd be sweet.
Like, if you owned a suit of armor that could become animate.
Yeah, that would
be awesome.
Become alive, it would protect, it would attack.
Yeah.
It would
have your back.
Have your back.
Yeah. Sometimes literally if you wore the suit of armor.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but wait. Real question. Would you wear a suit of armor that was sometimes animate?
That's weird. That's like stepping into somebody's skin and wearing it around.
But it's a suit of armor.
Yeah.
But it's a suit of armor.
I don't know what would happen if you were in it and then it became alive.
Well, we're assuming that you have control over when it is not animate.
Okay.
Animate.
Well, yeah. Gosh, I don't know. I suppose I would just for the the experience of it. But if something went wrong and it became animated while I was within,
oh, wouldn't you feel just like you were like? It's like really being in someone's personal space.
Yes, to the greatest extent. And would you be controlled because the suit of armor is probably stronger than you are? You would just be like a puppet in its skin.
Easily one of the most disturbing things ever said.
Horrifying.
You're a puppet inside its skin.
Yeah, that's nightmare fuel.
God.
What about a cranial plating? That thing looks like freaky on the art.
Yeah, I would not want to own a cranial plating. Oh, God.
No. There's got to be some kind of sweet crown.
Yeah.
In the history of magic.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
A cool hat.
A
nice hat. A daybreak coronet. It's not an artifact, though. It's not an equipment. But you could probably still say it.
Tillinolly's crown, that doesn't count. Ooh, Crown of Doom.
Crown of Convergence and Crown of Empire.
Okay, yeah, those are sweet. Crown of the Ages.
All right. Yeah, there are some sweet crowns.
Mindstorm
some
crown?
Real creepy crowns.
Crown of Doom is my personal favorite. Whenever a creature attacks you or planeswalker you control, gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Costs 3, 2. Target player other than the Crown of Doom's owner gains control of it. Activate this ability only during your turn.
Oh.
Okay.
So you play it and then you give it to your opponent.
Yeah.
And your creatures get +2/+0. So seems like you're really going through a lot of work to get that effect.
Crown of Doom.
Crown of Doom.
There's different various staffs that would be cool to have.
Oh yeah.
Staff of the Mind Magus or whatever. Yeah. Those were bad in draft.
Great point.
Yeah.
What's
you can even have there's got to be like a horse or a gargoyle would be sweet.
I don't know if those are equipments though. Maybe you're thinking of artifacts, but they're not equipments.
Artifacts. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Like the suit of armor was also an equipment.
That's going to be my ultimate choice.
Is the suit of armor?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's a pretty good
one. Are you going with sword?
I stick with Sword of Light and Shadow.
Two excellent choices.
Very
all right.
cool.
If you have a choice that you think beats either of our choices, please tweet at us with the hashtag equipment
yourself.
Hashtag
equipment yourself.
Not equip.
Equipment yourself.
Next question is from Eris. Excuse me. Megan and Maria, if your spark ignited, what kind of planeswalker would you be? What's your color identity? What ignited your spark? Which plane are you from? And what kind of abilities do you have?
Okay.
Wow, great question.
What kind of planeswalker? Great question. Let's start with what's your color identity?
Okay, so what I want to be is going to be a little weird. I want to be a frog planeswalker.
Is that a color identity?
So Simic, blue-green.
What?
Yeah,
I think, wait, you're talking about if you could pick to be any planeswalker. If you could invent a planeswalker, they're talking about if you're spark ignited and you just became one right now.
Oh, I see.
What would it be? What would be your color identity?
I always say that I love Rakdos. But I have to ask myself the hard question: is that my actual real life color identity? Probably not.
What do you think your real life color identity is?
Jeez, I don't know. This is hard.
I think I'm Esper.
Yeah?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So why do you pick Esper? Okay,
so we all know that I love blue.
Yes.
And I feel like it's very controlling. It's a control oriented. And I do like to have control of things. I very much enjoy it. And then I feel like the rest of it, Esper is the battle between white and black.
Yeah.
Where it's the white is my part that wants to be very just and very fair.
Yeah.
And then there's the part of me that also just loves a little chaos. Loves a little bit of darkness.
Makes sense.
So I feel like Esper is where I'm at.
Makes sense to me. Well, okay. Gosh, this is I'm gonna struggle with this. Okay, we gotta put red in there because I think I'm gonna add red for, impulsiveness, for, trying to make things happen, for charging headfirst into battle. But I also think, oh God, this is too difficult. It can't just be red because I don't just want to burn shit down.
Yeah.
So maybe we have to add something.
Are you also, maybe do you think that you're also white?
It could be either white or green is what I was kind of struggling with.
I like green. I think green.
Okay, we'll put green in there.
I think
green, red.
For sure is actually pretty good.
But I can't just be Gruul because I'm not a giant monster beast that wants to smash people with my hammer. So maybe we'll put white in there as well.
You think you're a Naya?
So that'd be Naya. That seems about right.
That does seem about right.
Yeah, we got there.
I feel like that.
We talked it out.
In the world of Magic, there's a lot of planeswalkers that are one or two, but real people can get to be more complicated.
Yeah.
three color identities.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, what ignited your spark?
Ooh, my spark was ignited when I pet a cat and I looked into its eyes and heard its soul.
Wow.
And because I'm kind of like a
sense.
cat human planeswalker, like in a Johnny situation.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and so I could hear the cat's thoughts and it could hear mine.
Wow,
that was a big moment for me when I ignited in that fashion. That's
real big.
How did your spark ignite?
God, I think I was just trying to shovel a car out of the snow, and I was just very upset about it.
Real life implications.
Yeah, I was just I can't do this anymore. This is futile and I hate it, but we have to. Feels very Esper.
Yeah, that's pretty Esper. Yeah. Okay, what plane are you from?
Ooh.
I kind of want to be... I really liked Kaladesh. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Of course, there was a revolution.
I think I'm Theros.
Theros was also a great plane.
Like, I love Theros as a plane. I feel like I could jam with some old school mythology.
And there was no Esper stuff going on Theros.
No, we had Ashiok.
Yeah.
They're blue-black.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there wasn't. I don't think so.
What was the last Esper planeswalker we had? Dovin Bond?
No,
was that
Bond was blue-white.
Blue-white?
Was Azorius. I think. I'm trying to think. I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, me either. Well, Theros and Kaladesh. I guess I'm a cat human who lives on Ether. I don't know if that fits within the story.
I think that's great.
There's some
great cats on Kaladesh.
That's what made me think of it.
Yeah.
So, all right, Kaladesh and Theros. What kind of abilities do you have? The most important question.
Drawing cards.
Okay, we're drawing cards over here.
Cards.
I would like to make cat creature tokens.
Ooh, that's a good one.
White cat creature tokes with lifelink.
Nice. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I guess I'm kind of very similar to Johnny, so I've got to figure something out. But because I've got red in me too,
I feel like I exile creatures also. So I basically I draw cards and I exile creatures.
Exile creatures. Yeah,
that's what I do.
Sounds right.
Yep.
So I've got to be able to make tokens, but also attack. So I'm going to give creatures, a bonus ability in like first strike or something like that. +2/+0 or something. Ability to attack.
Yeah.
And create dudes and who knows.
Okay, so I've got mine by category. My plus is to draw and discard.
Yep.
My minus is my first minus is to exile a creature. And then my ultimate is to draw cards equal to the number of creatures you've exiled.
Oh, that's pretty good.
With the ability.
Nice. So there you have it. There's our Planeswalker cards.
Yeah. Nice. That's us.
Great question.
That's us.
If you want to head over to our Discord chat, you can. There's a mailbag section where you can put in questions for us for the next episode. We'll head on there and take a look. Those were excellent questions. So keep them coming, everybody. If you're a patron, and this is just one of the perks you get as a patron.
I feel like, so you answered the question of like, what kind would you be? Like, you're a cat.
Yeah.
You're a half cat.
Yeah, half cat.
I feel like I'm the kind of planeswalker that's just like so completely failingly human. I'm just like trying so hard, but I'm messing up just constantly.
Well, that's the thing about the planeswalkers.
Basically all the time.
I mean, like, they're fallible.
Exactly.
They're not gods.
Exactly.
That's kind of cool. I like that about them.
Great question.
Yeah, great question.
If you have a mailbag question, head on over to that Discord chat in the mailbag section and send it our way.
Let's talk about Rivals of Ixalan Draft.
That's right. It was an aggressive format at the start.
Yes.
In the dawn of Rivals of Ixalan, one drops ruled the world. They attacked people for tons of damage, eventually reducing their poor opponent's life totals to 0 before they had even the shadow of a chance of stabilizing. But now, new heroes arise. Forerunners of the Empire chip away for points of damage and enable dinosaurs and rage abilities. Or Grixis pirates, blue-black pirates stabilize their boards with the help of chupacabras and others, while Souls of the Rapids have squires, crowns, or marks of the vampire and just get people with lots of hexproof lifelink flying damage.
That was a lovely soundscape.
And that's it.
Scene. So you're implying, we're like, yes, very, very fast, but now we've kind of figured out ways to be able to draft it as a slower
I think that it is
format.
slowed down. It is slowing down.
I think that people have a universal consensus that this is better than Ixalan draft. I agree with that. And you mentioned Forerunner of the Empire, and that is like...
It's one of the cards that has kind of like started to rise to the top where people are like, you can do some really busted things with Forerunner of the Empire.
Yeah. I love this card. We drafted it the other day.
Yes. We also got, lucky us, a Tetsamok.
Yes.
And we had 3 Forerunners of the Empire.
So we had 4 Tetsamoks in our deck.
That card is very good when you can reliably draw it every game, which we did.
Which we did. Turns out that's an easy 3-0 when you have 4 Tetsumoks in your deck.
Yep.
But yeah, like Forerunner of the Empire was, I think, kind of a turning point. People said, oh, wait a second, this deck is super, super strong. And it can pretty easily deal with the decks that are majorly aggressive that we're seeing.
So Forerunner of the Empire is one that where it tutors up a dinosaur and puts it on top of your deck.
Yep.
And when a dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, it deals 1 to everything.
Yeah.
So that means that you get an enrage trigger, which is pretty sweet.
And you just kill a bunch of vampires.
Yeah.
Or merfolk if you want. Those little Guilt Grove stalkers. Get out of here, you 2-1s.
Yep.
1 toughness. If you have 1 toughness, you've got a big target on your back in this format. For real. Raptor Companion. Yeah, it's not looking so hot for you out there.
Coming for you, buddy.
You know what we saw? We were just watching the end of the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Grand Prix London, which was sealed deck, and draft, of course, here on day 2 in the top 8. And somebody drafted a deck with 4 Grasping Scoundrels in it.
Wow. I've seen we played against that deck too.
Yeah. So that is an actual deck.
Hyper aggro is still a thing for sure.
Yeah. Blue-black pirates, just turn them sideways, get in there, gets +1/+0 when it attacks. Just a little 1/1 or 1/2. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I was also so last week I was convinced by friend of the show Sam Eilenfeld.
Yes.
And Greg also from last week's episode.
Amateur Pro Greg.
We drafted a blue-black deck.
Yeah.
That was very controlling. And it was very unusual for me and it took a lot of getting used to. But we got we 3-0'd with it.
What made it? What did you have in it?
So we had, and this was the combo I was talking about, we had Soul of the Rapids, which is the 3/2 flying hexproof, and a Mark of the Vampire.
All right, yeah.
And it's just like, if you get that online, there's nothing those aggro decks can do. It's just sort of like, and we would just like slow people down enough that it didn't happen. We had like some Moment of Cravings, and we had Sailor of Means is the big key to that deck.
Yes.
Of just being able to maybe cast stuff earlier, and also just have like a 1/4 blocker.
Sailor of Means is probably the card that is like...
is very good.
It has increased so much. It was like in Ixalan, you're like, whatever.
Fine.
I guess
it'll be my 23rd
it's just like, yeah,
card. Man, give me all these Sailor of Means.
Me too.
This card is sweet.
Card is great. Sailor of Means.
Yeah, so I was very skeptical while we were drafting it, but it turned out great.
The 4 toughness is key.
Yes.
Because the aggro decks, the way they are going to win is by making 3/3s for 3, generally. Or buffing their creatures. Usually they only get to about 3 power.
3 power is kind of where it tops out. Boop. A lot of the time. And so Sailor of Means is there just being like, I'll block that all day.
Yeah. It's a great card.
Sure. Okay.
Another thing that Simon Gertzen brought up on coverage was that how good Menace has become.
Yeah.
In Rivals of Ixalan. Like, if the creature has Menace, it's going to be so much better just because, you drafted a deck that was able to do it. But if you're not paying attention, you're not drafting correctly, blocking can be super, super bad for you.
Yeah.
If you're not being careful. And so Menace just makes blocking even worse.
Yeah.
Because of all the tricks and stuff.
Absolutely.
So it's and there's that vampire that grants Menace.
Yeah.
Another vampire.
We talked about this last week.
Oh, did we? Voracious Vampire?
Yeah, or we talked about it at some point where that card is just like, it's a lot better than you think it is on its face. You're just like, oh, it's a 2/2 for 3 with Menace, whatever. But it like comes in, it gives something else Menace already. And +1/+1 is great.
Yeah. So I'm liking how Rivals has kind of already evolved. It's already like kind of taken a step forward into the future with this red-green Dinos deck, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm super excited to see what the pros draft at the Pro Tour this coming weekend. And if they're doing, the Forerunner of the Empire craziness, if somebody opens a Tezamok, or if we're seeing like aggressive Grasping Scoundrels decks, or maybe Control Lurking Chupacabra Sailor of Means decks.
Yeah, I think it's all up for grabs. It's going to be super sweet to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we go any further in this roller coaster of a show, we have to thank Ultra Pro.
That's right. Welcome to the MTA family, Ultra Pro. We are super happy to have them because they have some of the coolest swag to deck out your Magic playing days.
Yes. In fact, we have a bunch of that swag now in our possession.
What?
Thank you, Ultra Pro, that we're going to be able to give away to you. We got the box here to my house. It weighed 25 pounds.
Goodness.
It's 25 pounds of awesome Magic goodness.
That's right. And so we are throwing in some of that swag into our monthly drawing. You will get some sweet sleeves.
Oh, yeah.
With some sweet unstable art.
You know what? You can also get a Squirrel Dealer playmat from Ultra Pro.
Oh my goodness.
Hello? Who wouldn't want that?
Goodbye.
Oh, so amazing.
Great.
I didn't know that this is a newsflash to me. Yeah. I didn't know they made sweet dice too.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I mean, I knew that they made this cool space dice.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that they made the heavy like metal dice as well.
I've literally mentioned those in this part of our show before.
They're great. Now I know. And they're there. We have some.
Know.
They look super sweet and they like roll beautifully and are just really cool addition to have in your Magic playing life.
We're super excited to give those and start giving those and some other sweet Ultra Pro swag away as part of the MTA experience. The MTA
Welcome to the MTA experience. One of the things they sent was this backpack. So if you're looking for a backpack for events, they have them.
Oh, it is spacious.
Oh, yeah.
As a small apartment in there.
You can put in it has like a special place for binders in the back. So it's like put in your trade binder in. It's not like just floating around in there like a normal backpack. It is like got padding. It is stabilized.
Places, everything in its place.
You can put a playmat. There's a space for 2 playmats to be held in the front of it.
It's
great.
My.
UltraPro.com. Let's get modern.
That's right, everyone. There's a format called Modern.
Greg.
And you can play it.
That's very, that is a true statement.
I made a statement that is 100% true.
Yeah, you cannot refute that. You
There's
can
a
play
format
Modern.
called Modern and you can play it.
Absolutely.
But we're about to provide you some more useful information than that basic summary of Modern, which is that it exists.
Yep.
We're going to tell you about some decks that we played this weekend.
Yes.
So, Maria, we played a Team Unified Modern event, which, in case you're wondering, means that across 3 players on your team, there can be no cards that are in multiple decks.
No.
So every deck has to have completely unique cards, with the exception of basic lands.
Yeah.
But even your non-basics, you can't share across decks.
Right. And that has changed because it used to be that you could split them.
Yeah.
But not anymore. So we went to Lodestone Coffee and Games, which is an awesome local game store in our area. And Cube April was the 3rd person on our team.
And if you know Cube April at all, you know how she loves bringing misery to others. Yes. It is perhaps one of her greatest joys in life. And so she brought some misery in the form of lantern control.
Yeah, I tweeted a photo of us at the event and we were like, hey, Cube April's playing a deck that just makes you want to quit Magic. What could it be?
Yep. And
every single person
were like Lantern. She's probably playing Lantern.
And she did.
You were correct.
We were talking, we couldn't believe that April didn't ever play Lantern before this tournament. She had only played it for about a week. She'd been testing it.
That's right.
It's totally up her alley.
It's so her.
Yeah. Follow
it's
Cube.
As though someone took a walk through her mind and then built a deck.
100% true. Yeah. Follow her on Twitter at Cube April if you don't, because she's great. But I played Boggles, of course.
Yep. Of course.
Of course. It's just the way of the world.
It really is sometimes.
The Boggles' biggest champ right here.
Unfortunately.
Boop, 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 boop.
And I played Valakut, which was a lot of fun.
You know what we didn't play against at all?
What?
What deck was mysteriously missing from every single round we played?
Death Shadow.
Yeah.
That deck can go to heck.
Isn't that weird, though?
Yeah, I guess.
Was
it
not
does
there
take
at
a
all.
lot of cards.
Yes.
It takes like all of the fetches.
That's true.
And all of the non-basic lands.
It wants it all.
All of the card manipulation. All of the kill spells.
Yeah.
All of the planeswalkers. All of the... It takes them all. It takes everything. It takes literally everything.
I'm playing Death Shadow. The rest of you can figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't play against that deck. But
thank goodness.
Our final record was... What was our final record?
It was 2, 3, and 1.
Woo!
It was rough. It was a rough day.
We almost got that last round.
That's true. We drew the very first round of the tournament.
Yes. Yeah.
Where you lost to a Valakut deck.
Oof.
I
So
beat
close.
a Storm deck. and April drew with an Eldrazi Tron player.
You know what? I thought she was going to draw more. Yeah. To be honest with you.
Well, there were some games that she never finished.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we decided it one way or the other completely. So what was your overall impression of the weekend, Maria?
So I want to say this first of all. After the tournament was done, we went over to a nearby restaurant. We just sat down and, had some drinks and whatever. And we were sitting there talking about what we played and how the tournament went for us. And it was just like, as I was driving away, I was like, that was so fun. And people at the table were like, that's the most fun I ever had playing Magic.
Team tournaments are great.
They're so wonderful.
They're tons of fun.
You get people playing who might have otherwise not come to the tournament. You get to just play with your friends. And like, even if you don't win, you still have a chance to win the round. You get to help out your buddies as they're playing. What a fabulous day it was. So I just want to put in that plug for team tournaments.
It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Oh, go for it.
Oh, I was just going to say, my Boggy Boys, as you may have guessed, did not really perform on that day. I had a personal record of 2 wins, so not great. 4 losses, but that's kind of not to be completely unexpected, as we were not in a creature heavy deck format in the current meta of Modern, if you will. There's a lot of decks that are very popular that don't rely on creatures at all, and the matchups that Boggles wants to have are just creatures, and so it was predictable the 2 ones that it did win, which was versus Affinity and versus Bant Spirits. So nice. I'll just say that, like, it's a good deck. I still believe in it, but I think it has a place in a format that has more creature decks, so they're more prevalent.
So I went 3-3.
Yeah.
And I played against 3 decks. Like, usually, usually there's a fair number of matchups where it's like I had like a great matchup against like an Esper kind of controlling deck, which was like a ton of fun. Yeah. And it was actually like super interactive between the 2 of us, because I end up sideboarding in a bunch of creatures, expecting that, they're gonna Thoughtseize a lot of relevant spells. Like, I can't just combo off or that sort of thing. And like, so some really interesting Magic. But then I played 3 decks that literally, one of the reasons why you would choose to play the deck is because it's very good against Scapeshift and Valakut decks. It's like they're they don't even have to sideboard. If I were playing any of these 3 decks, you don't really take in anything out of the sideboard, because you're like, this matchup is so good for me.
Wow.
I played against Blue Moon, which plays main deck Blood Moon. Yuck. So like game 1, my opponent goes like main deck Blood Moon. And I'm just like, okay, the only way I can now win is by killing them with the Primeval Titan. Yep. And then they go, like, next turn, they, like, madcap experiment into Platinum Empyrean, which says your life total can't change, and it's an 8/8. And I was just like,
never mind.
I have literally no way to kill that creature in my deck without Valakuts.
Yeah. That's how I feel when I see a Chalice on one.
It's just like, there's, like, literally, like, like, it's a situation in which I just cannot win.
No. Yeah, that does happen.
And then I played against Taking Turns. Yeah. Which is also, it's just like,
the deck well.
Yeah, and it's, it's very bad for Green-Red. And then I played against Ponza, which is a land destruction one. And to be fair, I did not play perfectly at all against either Turns or Ponza. But at the same time, it was just like, the game 1s were just like, it was just brutal. This is like, the deck has like very little chance.
That's the thing about Modern, is that people love it because there's so many decks you can play, and you have the possibility to win, at any given moment with your deck. But at the same time, flip side, there are just matchups that are essentially like
just terrible for
you.
Just
awful.
Just really terrible. And I will say, okay, so this is the first time in paper that we played for a while.
Yes.
A long while.
Yeah.
And I noticed, we've talked about this in the past, I have gotten a lot worse again about calling a judge when I should.
Oh.
And being kind of a hard ass.
It's kind of a skill that you have to keep working on,
It's like, of all the things, of like all the plays and all of that stuff across the weekend, it's what I regret most. Is like not standing up for myself and being like, hey, like, you can't do that. Yeah. And I really wish I had.
Maybe
it's the biggest thing.
It's just a symptom of not playing in paper enough.
I think that's totally what it was. It was just like, I'm sitting across from a person, I'm like, I don't want to imply, in this case, I was like, I don't want to imply that I think that you're doing, like, that you're cheating. Right. Because that's what it feels like. I would be saying if I was like, hey, judge, like, you can't do that. It would feel like that's what I was implying. And it's like, there's a person there. I can't just You can't just do that.
Here's the thing. We've all got to think to ourselves.
Yeah.
We're not implying that by calling
Exactly.
a judge.
No, it's like all I'm doing is like upholding the rules and being like, hey, by the rules of Magic,
this is how the game works.
You're not like what you can't just do that. So.
Yeah. It is very, very hard. We talk about on the show all the time about the importance of calling judges and how difficult it is.
Yeah.
So like, it's just one of those things that we have to keep practicing and keep reminding ourselves that it's okay to do it. I mean, I had a really tough one in Vegas last time we played in Vegas that I did actually end up calling a judge, but I called the judge much later than I should have. You know, I should have called him during the game. Yeah. Not after the match. Yeah. Regardless, they looked into it and dealt with it. But that being said, like, I should have done it earlier. It's like, I shouldn't be intimidated by the other person. Yeah. I shouldn't worry like, oh, do they think you're cheating? It's just like, hey, that's just something you just can't do. And it's not like, you can even say like, I don't think you're cheating, but that's against the rules. And so we just need to sort it out. Yep. You know? And
I did the same thing where I was like, I told a judge after, I'm like, hey, like, if like in the future, like looking out for the player, like I wish I had looked out for myself. But instead I'm like, okay, like at least I'll like look out for the next person who's going to play them, I guess, maybe.
Right. And that's what judges say too. Like even if it comes to you and they say, hey, nothing actually happened, now it's on the record. And if it happens, if there's a pattern in the future, they can see the pattern. Yep. So yeah. But let's talk about some cool new Modern decks that we either have been playing or we experienced that weekend, because Modern is a format that's still evolving, which is pretty cool. It's not just stagnant.
No, it's awesome.
So Megan has been playing a sweet deck on stream.
It's sweet in that it is very cool and very unexpected. It is not sweet in that it is a great thing that you should play if you want to win a lot of matches.
The deck is so cool though.
It is super cool. It is mono white devotion. Yeah. Which you might have seen at GP Oklahoma City. Yep. It is a lot of fun, and me along with the people who show up in chat have been tweaking the deck. We like completely revamped the sideboard. We've been messing around with the main deck. It is a lot of fun. You just play, you play some weird creatures and you play some other weird creatures and
then you win.
Then you win sometimes.
What's the deal, though?
Sometimes.
You have mono white devotion. What are you devoting for?
So it's like a little bit that main deck you're kind of hoping sometimes to lock people out with, like, you're running main deck Leyline of Sanctity.
Wow, I love it already.
And then you're also running main deck Ghostly Prison, which is an enchantment that says that creatures your opponents control can't attack you unless they pay 2 for each attacking creature. So there's like some main deck stuff like that and like Path to Exile, obviously. But then you're playing Knight of the White Orchid, which helps you ramp lands. And you're playing Boros Reckoners, which are just sometimes decent creatures.
And you get 3 white for your devotion.
Yeah. And like Boros Reckoners are actually very good against creature decks. It's very difficult to interact with a Boros Reckoner. And then there's Thalia's Lancers. Thalia's Lancers is the 4/4 for 5 with first strike, but it says that when it comes into play, you can go tutor up a legendary.
Nice.
That's a legendary anything. So sometimes you tutor up Nykthos, but then you also have a bunch of one-ofs in the deck that are all legendaries. Like now that with the Planeswalker legendary rule, you can go get an Elspeth, which it runs. Nice. There's like Elish Norn. There's Bruna and Gisela randomly running around in there.
Meld them.
It's a lot of fun.
I love this deck. And the Knight of the White Orchid helps you out because you're playing Cloud Posts.
Not Cloud Posts.
Border Posts.
Yeah. So you're putting lands back in your hand a lot of the time. So sometimes you will have a lot of mana, but not have a lot of lands. Yeah. It also works out well with you play one of the legendary creature Kori, which says that you can only untap lands don't untap during the controller's untap steps, and you can untap only one. So you want to eventually get to a place where you can like untap only Nykthos and then tap it with Border Posts and make a bunch of mana. If you're like, this deck sounds dumb, you're right. If you're like, this deck sounds sweet, you're also right. Though.
That's a place I like to be in Modern. Yeah. I love it.
It's great. It's a lot of fun.
It's a blast to watch too.
So I recommend it. If you ever drop by stream and ask for the deck list, we'll get it for you.
Yeah. That's twitch.tv/magictheamateuring.
That's right.
And the deck I wanted to mention as something cool and new that's going around is Mono Blue Living End. So Living End is a deck that's been around. Yeah. Wasn't always mono blue. And the deal with it is it plays the card Living End, which kills everything that's happening on the battlefield and then brings back the creatures in the graveyard.
Yes.
So what you were doing was cycling and cascading into various spells and putting them into your graveyard. And you cascade into the living end and you're able to just cast it for free.
So the original version had cascade because living end is one of those spells that only has the suspend cost.
Yeah.
And doesn't have a cost in its top right corner. And this deck, so most of the old versions, which were like black, red, I think a lot of the time it's like black, red or black, red, green.
Yeah.
Would then cast Violent Outburst or something like that to cascade into it. But the mono blue version uses As Foretold to just cast it, because As Foretold says that you can just cast that spell.
Cast it.
Pretty sweet.
So you're using stuff like As Foretold to cast your living end, but you can also use it to cast draw spells for no mana.
Yeah.
And you're just cycling cards to get them in the graveyard, like Striped Riverwinder, which is a 5/5 hexproof dum-dum.
Yep,
just
it really
comes
is.
back and guess
That's what it is.
That's hard to deal with.
It's a 5/5 hexproof dum-dum.
Have you ever wanted to cast Cryptic Command and not pay anything for it? This might be the deck
As
for
Foretold.
you.
Pretty sweet.
As Foretold is awesome, and it's the absolute critical piece of this deck. And normally this is the kind of deck I hate because Boggles insta-loses to it, but it's really just kind of unique and fun and interesting to play as well. So I give it the Maria stamp of approval as an interesting new modern deck, and we'll see if we see either of these at the Pro Tour.
You won't. If you're sitting at home wondering right now as you're listening to this, will I? You won't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because people at the Pro Tour want to consistently win matches of Magic.
I was like, I wonder if anybody there will be playing Boggles, and if they are, I'm gonna find you and take a picture with you.
There might be one.
I bet there's one.
That's legit enough.
One person, maybe two, probably no more than two.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun to see. It's time for Flavor Text Theater. Guess that card.
We're opening a pack of alliances today.
Wow, thanks to Dave for this sweet pack of alliances here.
Yeah.
Way before our time.
So far before. And so we're going to play a game where we're going to crack open this booster and we're going to take turns giving each other the titles of cards and having the other person guess what that card does.
Yes, if we're stuck, I will allow an art showing to try and help us.
That's great. That's very good.
But here's the thing. The rare cards we open in here go to a special patron. We do have a chance of opening a Force of Will.
Ooh.
And it wasn't even rare.
What?
So.
It wasn't?
No.
Wow.
Not initially. So we'll have
alliances? It wasn't rare?
I don't think so. That's the information I have. Look at the way these cards look, too. They look so different.
Wow.
We're looking into the past.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay. This card is called Royal Herbalist.
It's definitely green.
Okay.
Did I nail that?
No.
Oh, God. Okay, well, I feel like it's like a 2/1 or something. And when it enters the battlefield, you gain some life.
Okay, so you are right on the gain life.
Wow!
It is Royal Herbalist, a single white for a 1/1.
Okay.
Pay 2. Remove the top card of your library from the game to gain 1 life. Nice guess.
Oh my God, this art though.
Yeah.
It's just a woman holding a thing.
A beaker on her
She has
flat
bangs.
palm. Yeah. She does have bangs.
Okay. This one is just classic. Soldevi Sentry.
Soldevi Sentry? Okay, this is I'm gonna say,
I can't believe this card is real.
I'm gonna say it's a white 2/3.
Okay.
For 3 and a white. And it has vigilance.
I think that's a pretty good guess, but that is too good for what this card is. It is a 1/1 artifact creature for 1 with the text of 1 regenerate, target opponent may draw a card.
Holy
This is
cow.
so bad!
This
How
card
is
is bad.
real?
That's incredibly bad.
Wow, I don't know if I've seen a worse card than this in recent memory. Anyway, the art is ridiculous. It looks like the Terminators on the cover.
All right, this card is called Casting of Bones.
Ooh, black. Because I'm thinking about Read the Bones. So you cast the bones. The Casting of Bones? What?
It's called Casting of Bones.
Casting of Bones. Okay, Casting of Bones is 3 and a black, and you get to you lose 3 life, and you draw a card.
Oh, okay. So,
I'm just making it worse
yeah,
because
that's really bad. It's actually an enchant creature.
Oh,
it's an aura.
Okay.
If for 2 and a black, so you're very close. If enchanted creature is put into the graveyard, draw 3 cards.
Oh,
choose
my
and
gosh.
discard one of those cards.
I was gonna say draw 3 even.
Ooh.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Draw 3 and discard 1.
Okay. Why do I have the weird ones to tell you? This one is called, it's got a clue in it, Viscerid Armor.
Viscerid Armor. Okay, so I'm going to say it's an equipment.
Okay.
It's an artifact equipment, and it costs 3 to play and 2 to equip, and it gives +0/+4.
Great guess. Great guess. It's actually 1 in a blue for an aura.
Oh.
Before an aura was a thing on a card. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. 1 in a blue, return it to its owner's hand.
Oh, all right.
So that's not half bad.
No, that's really not.
I'll play that card.
I really tried to make it very bad.
Yeah.
Okay, Yavimaya Ancients.
Well, Yavimaya is familiar to me.
Yeah.
So this time I'm also going to go ahead and say that it's green. And it's like a wall. It's like a 3/5 defender.
You're actually very close.
Okay.
Yavimaya Ancients, 3 green for a 2/7.
Oh!
Green, it gets +1/-2 until end of turn. It even doesn't say it just says green, +2/-1 until end of turn.
Oh, that's kind of cool art though,
Awesome.
that tree.
Awesome.
Oh boy. What do you think Gorilla Berserkers does?
Okay, Gorilla Berserkers is 1 red for a 2/2. No, for a 2/1 with haste.
It's a 3 green for a 2/3. What a rate. This I don't know what it means. Trample, Rampage 2. Oh, it's...
Rampage was a mechanic, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember what Rampage...
I don't know
what
either.
It did.
It's not explained on here. It says... I'm not sure if this is... Cannot be blocked by fewer than 3 creatures, because that doesn't make any sense.
Let me see. Rampage might be... Is it like if it gets blocked, it
becomes a 4/3?
It gets stuff? Yeah, okay.
That's what I would think. We're learning.
Yeah, Rampage, okay, is gives an attacking creature a bonus to its power and toughness when it is blocked by more than 1 creature.
Okay, power and toughness.
Yeah.
So it becomes a 4/6.
Yes.
All right.
If it's blocked by more than 1 creature.
Yeah, this one has to be blocked by 3. And it says summon gorillas on it.
Rampage was viewed as a poor example of design.
Gorilla Berserkers, there you have it.
Berserkers.
Probably the best creature in your deck.
Library of Lat Nam.
Ooh. Okay, it's a land. You can tap it. Not for mana though.
Okay.
This was back in the day when lands could not tap for mana. I don't know how old this set is actually. And what happens is you discard a card, you get to loot with it.
No.
Okay.
It does have to do with drawing cards.
Okay.
4 and a blue. Sorcery. Target opponent chooses 1. You draw 3 cards at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep, or you search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library.
Wow. Strong.
Wow.
That card is strong.
Well, for 5 mana, I'm just go find whatever you want.
Veteran's Voice.
Ooh, Veteran's Voice. Gosh, I've been so wrong on all of these. I'm going to call this one also red.
Okay.
It is 1 in a red, and it gives an attacking creature +3/+0.
Wow. Okay. This is the closest you've been. It's a single red mana enchant creature. Play on a creature you control. Okay. 0. Tap enchanted creature to give another target creature +2/+1 until end of turn.
Wow.
Yeah. So pretty close.
All right.
Veteran's Voice.
Yeah. Scars of the Veteran. Speaking of veterans.
Yeah. Scars of the Veteran. Oh my gosh. Well, this makes me also want to think that it's an enchant creature for red. It's like 1 in a red, and it gives +3/-2.
It's okay. Oh, it's the same type of card as Force of Will, where you can pay an alternate cost.
Oh, okay.
It is an instant. 4 and a white. You may remove a white card in your hand from the game instead of paying Scars of the Veteran's casting cost. Prevent up to 7 damage to target creature or player. For each 1 damage to a creature prevented by Scars of the Veteran, put a +1/+0 counter on that creature at end of turn.
1+0 counter?
No, +0/+1. So you're increasing its toughness.
That's impossible to track. Wow, I'm glad they don't do that anymore.
Yeah, no kidding.
That is confusing.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Give it a +0/+1 counter.
+0/+1 counter. Scars of the Veteran.
All right, this is an actual creature. Phyrexian Warbeast.
Phyrexian Warbeast is 3 and a black for a 2/2 with no, not a trample. For a 2/2 with lifelink.
This is 3 mana for an artifact creature that's a 3/4.
Oh,
okay. If Phyrexian Warbeast leaves play, sacrifice a land, and Phyrexian Warbeast deals 1 damage to you. So it's a 3/4 for 3 with a pretty massive drawback.
Yeah.
And the art, I have absolutely no idea what's going on in it.
It is. Wow.
Is that
Me neither.
So it looks like some weird airship
Oh my god.
in like a mine. I don't understand
It looks like something that's in like a bad dream sequence.
Yeah, that too.
Okay, this is a Deadly Insect.
Deadly Insect, for sure black for a 1/2 creature with flying that has Death Touch and it costs 4.
A Deadly Insect, 4 and a green.
Dang it.
For a 6/1 hexproof.
Whoa!
Wait, no, Shroud. Cannot be the target of spells or effects.
Oh, Shroud. Classic Shroud.
Yeah, 6/1.
All right, we have no idea what the rarity of these cards are, by the way, because they didn't do that back then.
I'm going to say Phyrexian Warbeast is our quote-unquote rare.
I think that's the rare.
That seems like it.
All right, False Demise is our final card.
Okay. It is it's black, and it's an instant that says, when a creature dies, return it to the battlefield. But it's like 4 and a black.
Wow, close once again. It is 2 and a blue for enchant creature. If enchanted creature is put in the graveyard, return that creature to play under your control as though it were just cast.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Well done.
I feel like I had a pretty good hint in the name.
Yes.
False Demise.
False Demise.
Big hint.
Well, what have we
Sweet.
learned from opening this pack?
Old cards are weird.
Old cards are certainly weird.
And Magic is a game that has improved a lot since it was first made.
So yeah, I guess we're going to draw and give away this Phyrexian Warbeast as we are assuming that's the rare.
I think so.
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? We'll give that one away though. And then you can look at this weird art. Hey everyone, we have reached the end of our show, and it is the end of the month as well. We didn't make the end of the month happen, though we made the end of the show.
Did we though?
I called up the calendar people and said, hey, what if January ended tomorrow?
And they're like, you know what? We're all for it.
They're like, that sounds good to me.
Caesar stole days from February. Here, you can just have them back.
Take them. We don't want them.
Enjoy. Now January has 28 days.
That's
Woo!
right.
Yeah.
So we have
What
our
does that
drawing.
mean?
We have
Yes.
our drawing.
Our drawing. That's
Now
what
that
it
we
means.
spent 30 seconds needlessly talking about the end of January in the calendar system that we use, why are we talking about it? Well, we're going to give you things.
All right, so one of our drawings is for somebody who's been a patron for any amount of time, and that person wins our sweet rares, and of course, as we said, Ultra Pro swag.
Nice.
That person is Lewis Williams from Oklahoma.
Lewis, congratulations.
Lewis, you'll be getting some sweet stuff in the mail, so keep an eye out for it. And the other drawing is for somebody who's become a patron in the last month.
Nice.
So this is somebody who joined the family in January. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Megan's getting out some of your stuff you're going to get here.
You're going to get a sweet pair of battle decks.
Oh, cool. I
from
love
Card
these.
Kingdom so that you can get out there and battle against your friends with some sweet, sweet Counter Revolution is one.
Oh, nice.
And Trial Run. Nice.
I love these battle decks.
Yeah.
Okay, and the winner...
And, you know, I know that these
What?
ones are going to, the Counter Revolution, because they're so good at their puns.
They're
It's gonna be about
puns.
counters. And Trial Run, I bet you, is about, like, the different trials from Amonkhet.
Oh, man, we're going to have to put dice in this one.
Oh, yeah, we will, for the counters.
Yes.
So, who is it?
It is Leah Patrick from Texas.
Yeah, congratulations. You will be getting these and some sweet counters.
Yeah.
Some sweet dice to use as counters.
If you'd like a chance to win this kind of stuff at the end of the month, head over to patreon.com/MTAcast and become a mem of the fam. And remember what we said about switching your stuff. We're going to go over to monthly in February. And so if you're waiting to join until we did that, guess what? It's going to be your lucky day very soon. And thank you again, of course, to Card Kingdom for giving us these battle decks and for being awesome sponsors. Ultra Pro for being epic sponsors of the show. Everybody who's a patron and a member of the Patreon family, thank you so much. You keep us happening. If you want your name on the wall of Ravnica, our very first office, paypal.me/MTAcast is the link to go to donate $50 or more. You get your name up on our wall and we'll be forced to look at it.
We'll look at it with joy.
Yeah. We're going to have our eye held open like Clockwork Orange style.
Oh, God.
We must, every day, we must see it. You know, Vorthos Mike on Twitter, he was like, hey, can any name be put up on that wall?
And you're like, yes, you can have Milk Dud.
Milk Dud Best Dog can be your name on the wall.
As your name on the wall.
So we are taking requests is what I'm saying.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap up this show so Maria can go stand inside of suit ascension armor.
Let's get that disturbing train on the tracks.
Dog
can be your name on the wall.
As your name on the wall.
So we are taking requests is what I'm saying.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap up this show so Maria can go stand inside of